Welcome back to Truth Hurts, where we expose corrupt politicians and lying corporate media. I'm Jake Duesenberg, your host, navigating this crazy world of left-wing propaganda with you every Tuesday and Thursday right here on Rumble, YouTube, and Locals, right? Yep. We're not on Facebook anymore. Right. And Locals. This episode is brought to you by Alpine Cabin Tree in St. Cloud, Minnesota, and your favorite realtor, my realtor, the one guy who believes the same thing that you do and is a damn good realtor, good at his job. If you're buying a home, selling a home, give Warren West a call at 612-419-7453. MAGA Jesse, what are we talking about today?
Oh, yeah, we got a great show lined up. I'm already seeing Tucker and Glenn and Meerkat Lane in the comments section. Always good to see you guys. We got some big stories to break down. One of the Minnesota crazy transgender doctors says 33% of child patients are getting puberty blockers. That's a huge thing we need to break down. Alpha News had an interview with a detransitioner. We're going to be going over some stories about Planet Fitness. News with AP, you'll break that one down, and update on Otter Tail County, as well as Mike Lindell was evicted. So got a lot of good stories to get into today. Apparently,
I haven't seen the Planet Fitness story or the Mike Lindell evicted thing, so that you'll get my reaction to that live. And then my buddy AP is going to be joining us for a new segment called News with AP, not AP News. Don't be confused with AP News. This is News with AP. He's from Wisconsin, so we'll talk to him about Wisconsin politics. Mike Gallagher, does that sound like a good idea?
Oh, yeah.
All right. If you like the show, make sure you hit like and subscribe on Rumble, YouTube, wherever you're watching it from. If you're on Rumble, please join our live conversation in the comment section. If you want to interrupt us at any time, hit the Rumble rant, and we will read your comment live on air. And then last but not least, right on Rumble, you'll see a join button. And that's for our Locals page. Now, that's the paid button. You can also just follow us for free on Locals. But if you want the exclusive content, the after show, and the after show is where we give you some secrets in the rumor mill. It's pretty good stuff. I think the people that are current subscribers are liking it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's so much good stuff to talk about there. But that's for our paid subscribers. Otherwise, the rest of the show's free. Enjoy, okay? So first story, this is a crazy one. This came to my attention from the Twitter account InWokeness, at InWokeness. They do a great job. And let's pull up the Truth Hurts News story here, Dawson. This is on Truth Hurts News. Now, this is a doctor. I know that's hard to believe, but that is actually a doctor. Their name is Angela Gepford. Now, if I could just say something here real quick. Let's click on Angela Gepford. This is like the bio on Children's Minnesota. Okay, Angela Gepford, MD, gender female. Okay, you see that? Now I'm assuming the fact that they have this torturous, terrible gender affirming care unit. That's what they call it. Transitioning, transgender, hacking up kids. Since I have this unit, by the way, Angela Gepford, pediatrics, there is no fucking way that doctor would be anywhere near my children, just to say that, right? Okay. Yep. The gender is a female, and then you go to the about section about the provider, Dr. Angela Cade Gepford, they, them. Now, I thought I understood this LGBT nonsense, and now I'm confused again. If it says she's a female, why is it they, them? Dawson, you're a resident liberal on the show. What does that mean? I don't understand.
So I was looking it up beforehand because I was curious. I was also looking up like what does it mean to be he, they? And as far as I can tell, it's just like they don't care what the second pronoun is. I'm a little confused by it. So
yeah, but you're saying he, they. This is they, them.
They, them, I think, is just...
It should be non-binary, using their logic, right?
Non-binary,
So, but why is the gender female? This is what confuses me.
My theory was that the website hasn't been updated for...
But it's Children's Minnesota, and like, don't you... I mean, just knowing corporations these days, you would think it would be.
Websites like this, I don't know. Like, hospital websites always suck, so...
Well, they, them is the chief education officer and the past chief of staff for Children's Minnesota, the medical director, chief of staff of Children's Minnesota. Isn't that scary? the medical director of Children's Minnesota Gender Health Program, and a pediatrician at Children's Minneapolis Primary Care Clinic. They have been at Children's... God, I can't even read this bullshit.
Keep in mind that about the provider is usually written by the person who it's about.
Well, yeah, I'm not shocked by that. She has been at Children's for the last 18 years, and in that time has been... See, now I can't even... the verb here is have, but it should be has been an advocate for advancing equitable health care for all children. Dr. Gefford has a passion for working with underserved and at-risk kids and families, speaks Spanish, and cares for a diverse community of patients, both the primary care and gender health settings. She is seen as a leader in the LGBT community in driving equitable care for LGBT youth, particularly transgender and gender diverse youth, and is a sought after speaker and trainer on these topics. You can go to truthhurtsnews.com. You can read the bio there. We link right to Children's Minnesota. This is on a Zoom. No, I'm sorry. It was a podcast. Well, yeah, probably they zoomed in on this thing. This is from In Wokeness. Let's go ahead and play this shocking revelation.
Non-medical interventions, things like gender-affirming voice therapy or shapewear, clothing, things that can help affirm someone's gender expression without any type of medical intervention. So that is the bulk of what we do. Probably a third or less of our patients receive any type of medication. And for those that do receive medications, there are essentially two categories of medications, reversible puberty suppressing medications that we can use to pause a child's puberty once they start puberty. So really kids who are adolescents. And then partially reversible hormone treatments, which are affirming the gender expression and gender identity of older adolescents. So 15, 16, 17-year-old adolescents.
I mean, how this stuff isn't criminal is insanity.
Mm-hmm. And just that guy in the podcast, they're just nodding along like, oh yeah, this is all normal things to be hearing. And it's interesting that she goes on and says that puberty blockers are reversible. You know, I don't think that's an accurate scientific statement. You can't block a child's puberty and then expect it just to continue on further down the line. It's they're completely messing with these children's bodies, and to say that hormone therapy is partially reversible as well, I don't think that that's accurate either. It's these doctors, they know they have to be able to misrepresent and misguide people over what's actually going on, because to call any of this stuff reversible is a flat out lie.
I'm thinking, so what they're referring to, they. Mm-hmm. By the way, I agree with you. Like, these people nod their heads, like, "Oh yeah, this person's making a good statement."
Yeah,
is like you're blocking puberty, the development, and then you could just turn it on later. Boy, that seems like junk science there. But I'd love to see the literature on that one. Mm-hmm. Buddy 036 lives with Frankenstein. Lives will Frankenstein anything. That's a good point. I think Buddy 036 is new.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've seen that one before. And I'm also seeing Tucker says she looks like Jonah Hill, mad scientist, child groomer, and even the World Health Organization is against this child abuse. And let's see, Gregory Eno 29. They just make it up so as they go along to confuse people so they can bully them. And by the way, I mean multiple people, not just Angela. Exactly. It's, exactly.
Good one, Greg. That's so true. It's like, I was confused there. I thought you were talking about one person when you said they.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when it comes to them saying that it's reversible, I think that they're playing way into technicalities. Like, yeah, we can end the effects of it, but whatever time has passed is going to still have an effect on it.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like it could have lasting effects. And that was just one part of the treatment. The other one, what was the word they... Oh my God, I'm doing it. See, they...
one of them was
partially reversible hormone treatments.
Mm-hmm.
That one, I mean, just think about that, partially reversible. Mm-hmm. Liz Collin, our friend, had a interesting segment with a detransitioner. This is, I think, 2 days ago on Alpha News. You can check out the Rumble page.
You know, and I'm thinking if something is reversible, then, you know, according to the transgender logic, they were always a woman, right? You know, a man who thinks they're a woman, they were always a woman. How could something be reversible if they were always a woman?
Well, actually, that's a really good point. So if it's reversible, then doesn't that mean you got it wrong?
Exactly.
Then maybe you shouldn't be doing it, which is the problem with the detransitioning community and why they're being shunned.
Yeah.
This is how you know it's a cult, is because when you're no longer part of the cult, they basically throw you out. They talk bad about you. You know, it's a cult because they love bomb you. That's what they bring you in. You feel like a person of a different gender. We love you. You're accepted here. And then you say, oh, I think I made a mistake. And then it's just, it's not good for these people. But even beyond the community aspect of it, the actual, personal psychological stuff, but the actual physical things that have happened. And here's this detransitioner on Alpha News. This is an interesting video. We're just gonna play a segment here.
It's not your fault. So it's about 8 years ago you decide to get a double mastectomy. How easy was it for you to get approval from medical professionals to make that happen?
It was very easy to get approval. I think I got my first letter in June, my second letter in July, and the surgery was performed on me August 27th, 2020. So within months, the surgery was approved and performed on me. So it was a very quick turnaround, and we're seeing that in some of these states like Oregon.
When did you start doubting then and regretting your decision about that surgery?
It was about a year and a half after the surgery was done that I regretted it. And that's what we're seeing with a lot of detransitioners. It can take up to 10 years for them to realize that this was not the right answer for them. And then some of them are just waking up after the surgery, realizing that this wasn't right. So there's a huge variance in detransitioners and how much this happens.
Okay, let's stop right there. So, and by the way, a cute young woman, right? Like, kind of sad that now she's got to go through this aspect, and she later talks about in this video about the difficulty in dating and the fact that she gets out of the shower and she has to see and be reminded with these scars. But she was probably in her latter 20s when she made this decision. In a year and a half, I think she's probably 30 now. A year and a half later, she's regretted it. And we're doing this to kids as young as 6 years old. Like, that's abuse.
Oh, yeah. And in Minnesota, I had written an article on it. People can check it out on actionforliberty.com. But Finke and some others are now trying to mandate insurance companies to cover gender transition surgery. So that includes for children. That includes for adults. They want to mandate it, even though we know it's unsafe. We know it's not going to be good for these people, and especially for children. And I think it's a good point that, you know, sometimes it might take a long time for some of these people to realize they made a mistake, but eventually I think the chickens are going to come home to roost. People are going to realize the mistakes that they made. Even someone like Lee Finke, you know, we might even see 10 years down the line Finke coming out and saying, you know, I made a mistake, and, you know, that'd be something that we should, you know, welcome that with open arms and say, we understand, be forgiving, but it's only a matter of time before all of these stories are going to just pile up, and eventually the transgender narrative is going down.
Dawson, pull back up the article on Truth Hurts News, and do we have AP on yet?
Yes.
Okay, we'll bring him on in just a second. So this is scroll down a little bit. This is they with she, her. So this is Dr. Gepford. I don't even want to call this person a doctor because it's just bad. It's like you ruined the profession. With Stinky Finky, as you can tell. Now, remember, we reported on this transgender refuge bill that Governor Walz signed. Gepford was like a big part of that press package, speaking at the podium during the passages thing. And if you forgot what the trans refuge bill is, which we covered this a lot on the show, it's literally if a parent in another state wants to stop their kid from being transitioned, the state of Minnesota will not recognize the laws of the other state. And so against the wishes of a parent, they will transition a kid.
With no age limit. No age limit in the bill.
Yeah, and we always say 6-year-old because they paraded a 6-year-old on the stage. It's just disgusting what these people do. And, you know, it's not just the doctors, it's also these disgusting parents that are doing this to children. Like, you're going to be dealing with a lot. Join us for the first time on the show is our new segment, News with AP, not to be confused with AP News. That'd be the Associated Press. So speaking of transitioners, welcome to the show, Andy.
Well, hi, Jake. How are you?
What the hell are you wearing? Knights? Oh, is that your?
I coach 14U softball. So.
Oh yeah, you're at the less impressive school in Alaska, not OHS Hilltoppers. Oh no! Now what? He doesn't understand technology, does he? You've gone completely mute, or maybe
Sorry.
I'm just.
How's that?
Maybe all these years of being your friend, I just don't listen to you anymore.
Maybe. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
So you're a correspondent from Wisconsin across the river. You said you had something to say about this transitioning stuff.
I mean, it's none of it makes sense to me. And I know it doesn't to others, but I ask people this question when they're promoting this newfound religion. The first thing I ask them is, if genitals don't define your gender, why does surgically removing them or chemically alter them affirm your gender?
Finer point hasn't been made, and
If you think about that, why do we have to alter them at all?
Well, on top of that, I always wonder, Andy, why do they always take on a different name too, in a traditional like female name? So, Chris Finke, Stinky Finky becomes Lee Finke, a female name. What's the point in doing that if gender is just a social construct?
It's an idea, right? That's their concept. But the other things that confuse me about this too, and I'm not. This is just logic that I'm talking about here. We're talking 6 years old. Putting chemicals in their body, surgically altering things. Why don't we let these kids get tattoos? Why don't we let them smoke cigarettes? Why don't we let them drink beer? I mean, if they're old enough to make this decision now, why not other decisions? Why not drinking beer? Why not having a cigarette before second grade? It's mind-boggling to me that the left would say, absolutely not. You can't put that stuff in your system. It'll give you cancer. It'll give you blah, 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 blah. But go ahead. You're wise enough to make the decision right now to have things surgically removed or chemically altered. It just doesn't make sense to me.
You just remind me of that South Park episode, the Museum of Tolerance, and they're just like saying we should accept everything, and then they see a smoker at the end, and they go all ape shit on him.
Well, it's just we need more people on the right, and this is one of the things that bothers me so much, and why I think you and I are the way we are, is that we have on the right, we don't have anybody that's willing to communicate a message, and if they do it in such a way where they may be correct, but it comes across as absolutely insane. Now, you look at the left, on the other hand, I would challenge just go out there and follow Governor Evers in Wisconsin, follow Governor Walz in Minnesota on Twitter X, whatever it's called, and whatever we're doing with it now. These guys pump out the same tweets at the same time with the same message, with the same language. And if you start following governors across the country, you're going to find the same thing. So these are coming from somewhere. These are coming from the DNC. The left is so good at their messaging. It is so tested. It is so poll-driven that they win on this. And instead, our messengers are, one, confused, two, don't want to take on the fight. By the way, if you ever hear a politician say, I'm going to fight for you, don't vote for that person, ever.
Right.
If they don't understand that the fight's already lost, we already lost this fight. We've lost the culture fight. We've lost the sanity fight. We've lost the constitutional fight. Now we need, dare I say, an insurrection of sorts. Here, let me see if I can do that better. An insurrection.
I was just going to say, last time I heard a politician say fight, it turned out people stormed the Capitol, right?
Jake, listen to me. I am God from above. We need an insurrection led by you. No, I mean, all seriousness, if people don't understand that we've already lost, how can we go fight, right? We need to know that we've already lost these battles. And now it's time for not an insurrection. I guess that'd be a terrible word to say. We need operatives like yourself, like Jesse, like others who can communicate a message, get out there, talk to people about it, but do it in a way where it's almost sabotage, I guess would be the best way I would say it.
Oh, Gregory makes a good point. Goodbye, YouTube. Yeah, we just go back on YouTube, and Andy's going to kick me off in the first episode. Or I guess not
Why?
the first episode.
What did I say
You
now?
said insurrection. You can't say that. It's the I word.
But look, go on there and Google Nancy Pelosi and Google her greatest hits, and there she is saying insurrection.
Well,
insurrection,
but that's
blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
but they won't do it to her, or they, whatever she is.
Whatever
Yeah.
you want to call them, fine. But my point is that, we don't have anyone on the right that can carry these messages. And in Minnesota, I feel bad for all of you because there's no coordination amongst, the House Republican leadership, Senate Republican leadership. We have to beat Republicans before we can even get to the Democrats. Right. And, we waste all of our energy and time on that by the time we get there, the Democrats will just fall over if we can get there. But look, they are well organized. They're well coordinated. Everything is well tested. To think that we live in a day and age today where grown human adults are debating if we should use taxpayer money to give men breast implants, to buy them special. This is government now. This is what grown adults are talking about. This never. Go back to my grandfather, and especially your grandpa, Jake, who you have a middle name after. These guys were men. I tell my kids men made steel in this country. They don't believe me. They think they wear makeup from Sephora. But my grandpa, you want to talk about a guy, right? This guy, he'd go down to Red Wells in Toledo, Ohio. He'd get his open beef sandwich, and he'd get his tapioca pudding and all that stuff. And then he'd be like, on my fried beef sandwich, why don't you throw a side of cigarettes on top of there? And and now guys are like, oh my God, is there gluten in this thing? Oh, gluten, and it's this is what grown men do now. We worry about gluten, and if government should be paying for men to get breast implants, to me, I honestly, Jake, 10 years ago when we were on air together, 20 years ago.
20 years ago, Andy, 20 years ago.
When we were on air together, if we would have brought this topic up, people would have said, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. But now it's real. And we let it happen.
It does seem crazy now. 20 years ago, can you think about this, Andy? We, in the world of dating, had to compete with other dudes, other guys. Nowadays, it'd be real easy, right? Like, you're just dealing with a bunch of effeminate men, and women really don't want that stuff. So I always think, like, the guys like Jesse have it good. What's so funny, Dawson?
I was gonna say, have you seen the dude that Destiny's wife left him for?
No.
Effeminate, gay is super gay, definitely gay.
Hey, you got to talk into that mic there, buddy.
I am.
No, I'm hearing you, but you're not talking to the mic. I'm not picking it up on that.
You guys can hear me.
Okay.
It's. I don't know how they did it.
Pull up a picture. I want to see this. What were you gonna say, Andy?
No, my youngest and I, we went into Target. I had to go in there. I never really get to make it into Target to buy what I need because, frankly, I just don't need to. Ange takes care of all that. Roman and I slipped in there. I had to get some Mach 3 blades, right? The 3 blades to shave. I had to get some.
I thought they were on like Mach 8 at this point.
Well, they could be, but I'm sticking with the 3 because it works for me, so I'm sticking with it. But I was looking for my Gillette aftershave, and still a Gillette guy, even after that silliness of the commercial. Is this the best a man can get? Well,
oh yeah, they went woke. Okay, so you go into woke Target to buy your woke Gillette blades.
All right. So
I was gonna say you sound real conservative for a cat owner, but now it's all coming around, making sense.
So I'm there at Target, and I've got my son with me. All right, I've got my chew in my mouth. I've got my hat on backwards. I've got a white stained T-shirt, shorts, whole 9 yards. Okay, I can't find Gillette aftershave, Mach 3 blades, or my shaving cream there. But you know what I can find? I can find beard balm with eucalyptus in it. I can find shower steamers for men that'll exfoliate my skin. And there was a guy there, and he had on perfectly ironed pants, and he had holes purposefully in them. He bought them that way. He had a perfectly ironed T-shirt on, perfectly groomed goatee, perfectly done hair. He had a box of Ranza wine in one hand, and I'm not even kidding you. I'm not kidding you. He looks at a person at Target and says, do you have anything that would help clean my pores? And then he takes a sip of his latte. And I was just, Roman and I looked at each other, and I think Roman was like 8 at the time. And he's like, Dad, what's that? I don't know. You know, I mean, let's just get our stuff and go. I'm scared.
Is it a they, them?
No, I mean, it was a guy. I mean, it was a guy.
Doesn't sound like one.
A guy we would have hung out with, but.
We would have hung out with him?
I think we would have, possibly. I mean,
I guess Matt was kind of that way, right? He was kind of the pretty boy. Yeah,
but
not your brother.
My point being is that where have we lost our way along this time? And it goes back to, I blame Jake if look, I'm sure all of your boys, I'm sure all 3 of them, I'm sure they can field strip a firearm by now and clean it. And
well, I lost all of them in a boating accident. Otherwise, I would have showed them. I said I lost all my firearms in a boating accident. Otherwise, I would have showed them how to do it.
I lost mine in the same ones on that one lake, right?
Yeah, that was your pontoon went down. We hit the Tripolo Bridge.
I lost all my guns on that one lake. They fell over, and that was it.
Something
I might have
like
had everybody else's too. I don't know.
That's right.
But I mean, my point being, I know your dad. You know my dad. You know, when I was 16, I got my ears pierced. I came home. My dad didn't say a word to me, and I was waiting for it. I was waiting for something. Waiting. It was April. My dad didn't forget. 8 months later, Christmas, I got a purse full of jewelry. All right.
Wow.
We as what does that look for? That face, Jake. I mean. What is going on? Don't show me. I got a backwards hat on. Show Jake over here.
I'm crying over here. Okay, go on. You got the jewelry from your dad?
But again, men like you, me, your listeners, Jesse, if he's a father. I mean, look, we got to be dads. We got to be fathers. We're the ones who have to tell them what's right and wrong. We're the ones who have to tell them how men behave. We can't rely on society to do this anymore. We should have never have done it in the first place. But look. If you want change, first understand we've already lost the fight. Fight's over. We're done. Now we need to regroup and we need to strategically and take things back. But it starts with our kids. It starts with our family.
Dawson, do we have this image of the dude that Destiny's wife? Do you know who Destiny is, Andy?
Really?
No, do you know who this person is?
I don't know who Destiny. What's a dad?
I didn't know. It's a dude with a stripper's name, and apparently, I can't believe how much. I know he's kind of like the punching bag for people with on our side that you want to debate somebody. But Jordan Peterson had him on, and I was like, I don't want to watch this guy, but damn it, I'm going to watch it. It's just that obnoxious lefty that you literally want to hate.
Contrarian. He's always trying to argue with people. He's always trying to take the opposite stance. Yeah, I mean, I just watched some videos of him and Candace Owens, of Candace Owens just destroying him. I wouldn't be able to suffer and stomach a whole Jordan Peterson conversation with him.
I just watched a segment where Jordan owns him on climate change. Anyhow, he's had an open marriage, which, those always work, like never. So here's the guy. Dawson wants you got a picture?
It's kind of a shitty picture.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a dude.
Yeah. And
I thought she was going for a masculine man.
No, she was married to Destiny. Of course she's not.
No, that's what I was thinking you were saying is she left Destiny for a real man.
No, so the question was who's going for these effeminate men or whatever. Apparently there's a market for it.
Dawson, there's no other choice.
Wait, hold on.
Dawson, we have made men in America. If you are a man, we have made you a villain.
I'm pretty sure
we have made you.
And
go ahead.
I'm pretty sure that both of them are not from America.
Does she have a? Hold on.
I'm letting people know.
I can correct this case. Does she have a following, like a social media following? Is she like a big media?
I think so.
Oh, that's what she's doing.
Not bigger.
She's
than
just getting
Destiny's,
likes.
though.
No, she's playing a role.
What?
Because we're talking about it now, right? This is all an act.
Well, probably.
Oh, I don't know.
No, it's an act.
I don't know if it is an act. I mean, that seems like, I kind of agree with Dawson on this thing. It's like the quality of man is going down, but so is the quality of woman. Because look at what these women are willing to tolerate now.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Good women, dateable women, they still want a traditional man. There's no doubt about it.
Look, I'm not saying, Jake, that to be a man, you've got to wear a backwards hat, go hunting, That's not what defines it for me. I think what defines it for me is your love for your family, your dedication to your family, and what you would do for your family. That's what defines it. And unfortunately, for some reason, that concept now has become something of, if you are a man who loves their family, who takes care of their family, who's proud of their family, who protects their family, you're all of a sudden this egotistical, macho, mansplaining, white-hating, white person, forced birth, just yell everything at it. And we're at the point now where men in society today, they don't want to be labeled that way. So they're doing what they see on social media. They're doing what they see on TikTok. And, it's changing America. It's changing. I mean, our country, every country in the world laughs at us. I mean, they around the world, they just laugh at us.
Well, not Europe. I mean, they're worse, right? But, actually, in the transgender case, UK's not worse because UK's banned it now. You can't give transgender surgery for minors. Let's go to the comment section here. Let's bring these people in.
Yeah, I'm seeing Noof2727 says, I hope this is a regular guest, so you're getting some fans here, Andy.
Can you
failed
can you see that?
Jesse, I'm like you, man. Jake just tags along. He just rides along. The start of the show is Jesse. It's Jesse's show.
Well, it was your show. The Let the Record Show.
Well,
it was The
speaking
World
of
According
that-
to Me by Andy Parrish. And when I finally took over it, senior year, they kicked me off air two episodes in.
One episode. It was one episode.
Oh, did I not make it to number
and
2?
I had built that audience over 2 years, and I think I told you from the start, Jake. They couldn't kick me off because I had a listenership, and I handed that to you, and they were looking for a reason, and you gave them a reason. You shouldn't have done it, but you did, and look at you now.
I was more edgy than you, apparently. By the way, David Hann says that we're not really Republicans. Is that true?
So it is true. That's what your guests, your listeners, I want them all to know. You are the Republican Party.
Yeah.
The Republican Party has lost its way. I mean, we have a platform that they don't abide by anymore. That to me, that's disturbing that David Hann would say that, of all people.
Well, what I find so funny, and I gotta go look, I think it's up in the rafters, is I still got my George W. Bush sweatshirt. Remember? And you remember you used to have that you had the
hat. Bush
yeah,
Cheney
no, it
hat.
wasn't a hat.
Pfizer.
Yeah, Pfizer. Yeah. You
Yep.
used to wear that on the dance floor, like when we'd go out to the bars. We went to a real small school, River Falls. We were pretty much the coolest kids in school, right? Radio show, column, ran the College Republicans. College Republicans were like 3 times the size of the Democrats. Yeah, I ran the College Republicans.
I was almost Democrat chair. Remember when we bombarded that meeting? We had enough people,
hilarious.
but then they wouldn't let me run. I had the votes.
They were scared. They thought we were going to take over the Democrats. Let's go back to the comment section here.
Yeah, I had also seen, let's see here. Failed candidate says, a real man would never cheer for the Chicago Bears. We got...
He's got a point.
Can we ban that guy? Can we ban him?
Yep, and we got
No,
Tucker.
you can't ban the guy. He's got a point.
Tucker says, good women who are wife material are few and far between. Single mothers are red flags for guys. Buddy says, a man who stands for family values, loves and supports his family is frowned upon in today's society. That's how the libs are trying to destroy our great nation, erode away family values.
He's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But doing nothing, and I don't know what your audience, if they do things or not. One of my biggest frustrations when I ran campaigns and worked in politics, one of my biggest frustrations, and look, I don't hide. I believe in Jesus, and I believe he's the only way to heaven. I don't hide that. But the problem is that we had so many good Christians on our side who bought into this idea that, prayer's enough. Tell Andy we're praying for him. Okay, I need people on the phones. That's what I need. I need people out door knocking. I need money. That's what I need to win. Prayer is good, but not enough. And the right, we bought this fake core doctrine of the church that God is in control, which he is. So before everybody jumps down my throat, I believe that, but he uses people to do things.
That's actually a great point. And I just was talking to someone on the phone this morning about that. And Rush Limbaugh used to say it. It was so good. He said, talent on loan from God. It's like, it's not necessarily that you pray and then things just manufacture themselves automatically. I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but it's like he's sometimes giving you the talent, the ability to actually affect change. And that's, right. I think that's your point you're trying to make, is people have got to take that amongst themselves and use those skills and the things that God equipped them with to actually change the political landscape.
Hey, but some people have money. Some people have money, and that's their talent and their skill, right? They can make the rocket go, and I mean, Jake, it's being in the campaign world. I get it. I've spilled blood on the arena floor like you have. I've gone to battle with some of the best, and that was my skill set. That was my talent. Okay, but I get it. We had people. I remember people that would pray. I prayed for 2 hours, and I'm thinking in my head, okay, that's 60 phone calls. And that you could have made. And I'm not knocking prayer. I'm just simply saying, use the talents that God's given you, whether it's supporting Jake and what he does, whether it's running for office yourself, whether it's door knocking, volunteering. I could go through all of the scientific statistics behind how many times you can contact a 204 voter to maximize turnout. I think you can increase turnout of 204 voters by 17% with 7 contacts within 14 days or something like that.
Yep.
That science is known, and anyone can pick up the phone and call. Anyone can door knock. Door knocking is fun. I actually found a dead guy door knocking once. Amazing story.
What?
But, yeah, we were out. It was 2004, I want to say. We were out door knocking, and the guy had passed away. We had called, and he had said, "Yeah."
I thought you meant the dead guy's door knocking. I was like, "What do you mean?" I see what you're saying. You found a dead guy. Gotcha.
But my point being, all that.
Oh, wait. Oh, so you literally observed the dead guy when you were door knocking?
We found the dead guy sitting in the chair,
and then called police and confirmed that the man passed away.
And they had said okay, and then they had called us back and said, "You can go now." I was like, okay, "Thanks."
I love how Andy's like, you should do something about politics, but you might run into a dead guy.
Yeah.
No, it's fun, but look, the reality is that we can sit here and we can complain, we can this whatever, but do something. We're a government that was designed for the government to govern at the consent of the people.
Yeah.
And only the people.
Right.
And we've transformed this now into, we have a government that controls them. And how did that happen? How did we ever let that happen? And to me, now it's time. The field is set. The game is set. The founders made our country in a way where we oversee them. We control them. But we stopped doing things. And I think it stopped when we gave nonprofit status to churches and religious institutions, which is a total farce. No religious institution. What did we get out of that? What did religious institutions get out of becoming a nonprofit? We got nothing.
Not paid taxes. That would be one big one.
Well, you only pay taxes on your profit, Jake.
All right.
So how many churches are making a profit?
Well, I mean, what's a profit? It's retained earnings, right? The retained earnings. There's a lot of churches that probably have retained earnings, so it's pretty good that they.
Jake,
not today. No, that's fair.
Well, in the black.
Today, you're right. Today, that's probably not true, but yeah, I mean, I'm saying
the donations that people give to churches with the doubling of the standard deduction. Thank you, Donald Trump. Your average parishioner is no longer itemizing their contributions. They're giving out of thankfulness to God, and your bigger donors are giving because they are itemizing, and they're bunching them up over 3 years, and they're distributing it out of a donor-advised fund. Right?
I forgot to mention this.
What's the benefit? Tell me, what's the benefit? Being a nonprofit as a church.
Well, and they could do the same thing, though, I think, in many regards to taxable entities, too, but you're right. If you're not taxing retained earnings, there's very few benefits.
All right, but okay. So I've heard people say, "Oh, you could have I'm a pastor's kid. So is my wife. My brother-in-law's a pastor. I'm not anti-pastor. Okay, and Jake, you're a pastor's kid. The parsonage allowance is what comes up for me. People say, "Well, our leaders would lose that." Okay, well, make it up somewhere else, like any other business would. You know what? Make it up in their health insurance. Don't make them pay a deductible or a copay. There, done. Boom, done. pastor has the same amount of money. We don't pay property taxes. Well, you know what? I don't know many churches that aren't giving a gift to the city in lieu of property taxes. In fact, they have an entire program called Gift in Lieu of Property Taxes, and it's a good outreach tool. The only thing that we got out of this was that we can't talk about politics.
And
That's
technically, they can.
Church.
They can. They just don't. They're so worried. That's the problem.
Well, I know, because the minute they open their doors the next day, they immediately become a religious institution, and they're automatically guaranteed, until proven otherwise, nonprofit status. Yeah, the left gets it. That's why they go to all the churches. But what did we get out of it?
Yeah.
We got nothing.
Yeah.
We gave it away.
Andy,
And now what do we do? We're quiet about it in the church.
I want to respect your time. Are you
You do not. You've never respected my
That's
time.
fair. That's fair. So do I have you a little longer? It seems like somehow our audience actually likes you. I wasn't sure.
What is wrong with your audience?
Tasco Hansen, Andy is awesome. But I don't think they realize how many cats you have. I think they'd have a different view of you if they knew you had like a dozen cats, rescue cats. It's your passion.
Jake, it's me. God, I'm back.
I
have no cats.
Are you able to stick around here? Because Dawson's got this. He wants to show us the story from Planet Fitness, and I guess we'd love to have your comments on this. I haven't seen this story.
All right, let's do it.
What the hell is it, Dawson?
Okay, sorry to real quick derail the thing. I found the new boyfriend's TikTok, and it is embarrassing.
Dawson, are you a sneakerhead?
He's deep state. He's an agent. CIA.
Do you like your sneakers? I'm a huge sneaker guy. I buy tons of sneakers, and you look like a big sneaker guy.
I'm wearing Converse.
Converse?
I don't think I'm a sneakerhead.
Are you an Air Jordan guy there, Andy?
Well, I mean, I have. So my sneaker collection is very important to me. I have a pair of Jordan OG ones, Lost and Found.
All right, we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Let's get on with.
I have Kanye foam runners. Those are great.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're clearly racist.
Or
no, sorry,
like
anti-Jew, right?
You're saying
he wasn't
those,
racist. He was anti-Jew.
Those new Kanye shoes, right? Like within the last year or something that he put those
Yeah,
out?
the foam runners. I have 2 pairs of foam runners that I wear. Not the socks. Kanye's only wearing socks now since he split with Adidas. That's
all right.
Weird,
No one cares about sneakers here.
Well,
we're losing our audience. Yeah, Buddy06 says the woke Nikes. Yeah, shut up, Andy. My God. Now the audience is leaving. They don't like you anymore.
Just really.
Let's see this boyfriend. So supposed boyfriend.
This is.
Oh, what the living hell is this?
The dude. Okay, so he's obviously trolling here, but I'm gonna mute this tab so that we don't have to worry about
that forehead on him.
I know.
That is a massive forehead.
He's playing it well.
I can't get past that. When's the rest of his body going to catch up with the growth of his forehead?
Well, and look, he's a social media guy too. So he's a paid partnership with DreamHack. This is all a stunt. We're falling for a stunt. You fell for a stunt, Dawson.
I thought we were talking about it on your show.
Yeah, but he's a social media guy. This is all
what
stunt.
An outfit. Look at that.
Yeah, this is a stunt. This is dumb.
That's crazy.
What's the story on Planet Fitness? Let's get into the real stuff. Alley Cat says Planet Fitness is on the boycott list. Tell me more.
So I haven't looked super crazy far into this because I tend not to care, but I figure that this one matches with what we're talking about.
You didn't. I don't think you put a link in there.
I thought that I did.
Don't show people our show notes. Jeez.
Give me half a second to see if I can find it. Yep. I just didn't put it in the thing. Planet Fitness faces boycott after banning a member who called out trans policy. Basically, a woman was in the bathroom and a transgender woman walked in and shaved at the sink, and the cis woman was scared.
What?
Their face.
No, wasn't it their legs? I thought the story was it was their legs.
No, continue on here. Patricia Silva, a member of the Fairbanks, Alaska location, detailed what happened when she had finished working out and saw the person, whom she referred to as a man with a penis, as opposed to a man with a vagina, cleaning up in front of a preteen girl. Oh, yeah, I could imagine being pretty pissed about that.
Oh, look. Oh, wait, sorry, that's somebody else.
I just came out of Planet Fitness. There's a man shaving in the women's bathroom, Silva says in her video. I realize he wants to be a woman. He gets to be a woman. I love him in Christ. He is a spiritual being having a human experience. He doesn't like his gender, so he wants to be a woman, but I'm not comfortable with him shaving in the bathroom. I just thought I'd say it out loud. That's all she did?
The problem was that she took a picture of the person in the bathroom, and this was the picture that was taken.
Oh, God, that's hilarious. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
He's not even trying to look like a girl.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean? It's all a social construct, Andy. What was the other picture? Was that her?
Yeah, the other picture was her and her.
Good day. I just wanted to say I just came out of Planet Fitness, and there is a man shaving in a women's bathroom. I realize he wants to be a
The first
woman.
thing
He
that comes
gets
to
to be
mind
a
is
woman. I
Title IX.
love him in Christ. He's a spiritual being having a human experience. He doesn't like his gender, so he wants to be a woman. But I'm not comfortable with him shaving in my bathroom. All right. I just thought I'd say it out loud.
Oh, what a bigot, huh?
And so my favorite thing about this is that at the end of the day, she kind of, this woman who got banned from Planet Fitness, got out of Planet Fitness for free. I think that's pretty awesome. I hope she finds a better gym.
Why should she have to leave?
Yeah, obviously shouldn't have to.
No, shouldn't have
You know,
to, but
I have two girls, a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old. I love them dearly. You know, my philosophy is spoil them so much, make them so high maintenance that nobody can love them except for daddy, and they'll never leave home. All right? It's great. I feel bad for them. And I always thought when I heard people talk, you know, women don't have equality in sports and all this stuff, I thought, here we go on the left. But, you know, I can't go into Dick's Sporting Goods down here and get my girls. I get like 2 options for cleats and 1 for a helmet, okay? I feel so bad for all the women who fought so hard for Title IX and for equality in college and for equality in scholarships. And now it's just being destroyed and nobody cares.
Andy, you remember our freshman year, sophomore year of college? They got rid
I
of
don't
the
remember
rest.
much of college. I know I spent a lot of time there, but I don't remember.
I know.
I have to rely
I
on
know.
you for those memories, Jake.
I know.
That's,
Yeah. Well, remember Well, maybe you don't remember, but the wrestling and boys baseball programs went away because of Title IX.
right. So they had to offer equal scholarships and equal opportunities. So they had to cut the number of athletes. So they cut the ones that weren't performing. But then there was at least some equity, and I hate to use that word, but there was at least some equity starting to happen with women's sports. But that was
But
that
now-
was a
but those boys could
decades-long
just go
fight to get to
over
that
now.
point, and now they threw it away.
Yeah, and all the boys could just go over and try out for the women's softball team.
Yeah, they threw it away.
Yep.
They threw away the scholarships. Let's just ask the left that when they talk about guys playing girls' sports when you were born a guy or whatever. Just say, do you not care about Title IX? I mean, think of how many people went through what
Right.
to create some type of equality, and now it's gone.
Right. We got about 10 minutes before we go to overtime. I got 2 more stories I want to cover. I think our streak is ending here.
Maybe.
Is the streak ending?
We haven't gotten
What's
a
your
Rumble
streak?
Rant yet.
We've had Rumble Rants nonstop since May of last year.
Hold on, wait a minute.
we'll call it the Andy dip.
It's the Andy Dip.
No,
It's the Andy
hold
Dip.
on.
What's
If you all want me to come back, I have to have a rumble or rumble doer. Is that some
Rumble
kind of
Rant.
coin, or-
Hey, I got a question for you. Are
somebody
you
rumble rant?
Are you going to do a podcast of your own? You've been talking about it for a month. Are you going to do it?
You know, I don't know the answer to that. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know the first. I'm 45 years old. There used to be a day when old people had to help me with technology. The technology. I don't know anything about podcasting. I know I have my equipment here. I do a lot of interviews. I do a lot of this stuff. I know how to do that. Jake, I would have no idea how to upload a podcast, or I'd have to have somebody show me.
Dawson's going to help you out. I think the people want it.
Yep.
Or
Well, did you
or we
rant?
could go back to
Don't get a
80.
rumble ramp. The people don't want it.
Yeah, clearly. We could go back to 88.7 WRFW.
This is The World According to Me with Andy Parrish. I'm me, you're you, I'm right. If you don't agree with me, you're wrong, but maybe you can learn something.
Oh,
Let's
man.
go.
And we used to call like professors and try to debate them and stuff. Oh, man, those were fun times.
Oh, here we go. We got a Rumble Rant from Love, Minnesota. Please show us your sneakers, Andy.
Oh,
Just
my
kidding.
God.
So,
Which one you want? You want the Kanye's? I can go get the Kanye's if you want.
I am genuinely curious about the Kanye's.
All right, go get the Kanye's.
All right, hold on.
Let's bring this story up. The Mike Lindell evicted. What is this story? This is breaking, Jesse?
yeah, Dawson, go ahead and pull up that article. It's a pretty interesting thing that's going on because Mike Lindell is being kicked out of one of his one of his units that he has a warehouse at. They claim he's
here.
$200,000 behind. Mike Lindell told
Andy, we continued on with our show when you went and got your sneakers, so just hold on one second.
yeah, just the one thing Lindell told the Minnesota Reformer, that his financial situation is, quote, fine, and that the warehouse was mainly used for retail equipment, most of which was auctioned off last year due to retailers dropping the product. So they still own and operate a retail outlet in Shakopee and a second warehouse. But it just goes to show that a lot of people are wondering if he's even going to be able to financially make it. I hope the best for him. And let's see, Failed Candidate has a $10 Rumble Rant, says, bring Andy back. Okay. So I guess people do like Andy after all, Jake.
At least one. And
there we go. You still got the tag on that bad boy.
Well, what the hell am I looking at here?
That looks
This is
like
called a Yeezy foam runner. This is
so it's like a
MX
croc.
Granite,
It's like a croc.
but it's Kanye's. You can actually put it on.
Oh my God, we have another Rumble Rant.
Oh yeah, here we go. Alley Cat, $20 Rumble Rant, says Mike was subcontracting the warehouse, and yep, that is a good point.
Well, they wouldn't want to
didn't bring
talk
that
about
up,
those
but
things in the
right,
story
he was
or the headline.
subcontracting it, but it was done by local judgment. So, but yep, Alley Cat is right that it was a subcontract.
I actually did think that Andy was going to cause us a dip. I mean, it was like almost done with the show, and we didn't have a Rumble Rant.
It's a good thing he brought out the Yeezys.
Okay.
Yep.
So that is
The
like
Yeezys do it every time.
the
That's
Yeezys
right.
are like it's like their version of the croc then.
Well, it's Kanye's running shoe. Kanye, he designed these. Adidas, in their wisdom, decided to cut him.
What
And
does that
they sat
retail
on
at?
millions and millions and lost tons of money, and now
What is
nobody
that-
wants it. People,
All right, what does that retail at?
$90. Resale on it right now. If you want to resell it, it's pretty low, probably about $130. But there was a day when these would sell for about $250 if you wanted to.
$250 for like a special kind of croc.
Well, because you couldn't get them, and people were buying, and people weren't buying a shoe; they were buying into a vision and a culture, and they were buying into Kanye.
Wait, but
And now he's gone. Now people don't
the
want him.
anti-Semitic Kanye?
Just Kanye. I mean, I don't know.
Yay.
Kanye used to
Oh my
Kanye
God.
used to be so cool.
All right, what's Tucker?
Oh yeah,
gotta
and we
say?
got a $5 Rumble Rant from Tucker, says those are ugly as fuck. Best shoes are DVS and Globe. Had a pair of Globes I lit on fire. Still skateboarded on them for another 2 years. And Napkin 8 says you should have bought the Trump sneakers.
I should have. I had a chance at those. I was at sneaker. Well, boy, I'm giving everything away. I was at a sneaker con, and there was rumors of that.
Wait.
I should've
You
bought
went to
them. The
Sneaker
one
Con?
just sold- Yeah, well, there was one in Chicago.
Nice.
You didn't tell me about this.
There was those Trump shoes. Go on eBay. I think they sold for like $18,000, $17,000.
How do you have time,
$99 for them.
Andy? How do you have time for Sneaker Con in between Cat Con? I don't understand it. What's so funny, Dawson?
I take my cats with me.
What were we saying about you can't find men anymore these days that like don't care about
Yeah, little
shoes
boys that go to
and-
Sneaker Con right there.
Come on, wait a minute here.
Uh-oh.
That is a shoe.
It looks like something from Alien.
It does. It really does.
Because they slide on. They look like tennis shoes. I love them.
Are they foam
First,
or
I
are
think-
they foam or are they rubber?
Yeah, they're foam. They're made of foam, like a croc. Yeah, I've had 3 knee surgeries. In all seriousness, which is why shoes are important.
You have not had knee surgery.
I've had 3 now.
You have. When did you get knee surgery?
You only have 2 knees.
I had the meniscus. The first meniscus tear was 2010. Or the other one in 2013, and then they had to go back in and clean it up. It was right when right at Matt's wedding. Remember Matt's wedding? I was
deployed. No, wait, no.
No,
oh,
you
your brother.
were selfish and didn't come to my wedding.
Yeah. Wait a
Ass.
second. Matt's what? You didn't go to Matt's wedding.
I did.
You
go
did.
To Matt's wedding.
You
I
did
took
come to
them.
Matt's wedding. You were there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, remember I had surgery the next day.
Oh, shoot. I actually am kind of remembering that now. Okay, let's get to this last story, and then we got to go to the OT. Andy, if you want to stay with us during the OT, you can. Otter Tail County.
Can we get someone to join your OT club so that it'll be someone new?
Yes, there you go. If you want, to see Andy. Actually, here you go. Andy and his Andy is actually censoring
I didn't swear
himself.
once.
Yeah, you're censoring yourself. If you want the real Andy, right now go on to Rumble, hit join. You can actually watch this this show on Locals, but after about an hour, we go just exclusive to Locals. That's where you get the inside info on this, and then we'll continue on this story. Oh,
Yeah, we got another Rumble Rant here. JL Jazz says, hello, everyone. On a totally unrelated note, Quentin Flintrock. What's his name? He just rang our bell to give us a pen, a pad of paper, and a picture of himself. He knows we're delegates, so that's very interesting that you guys have Quentin reaching out to you. I'm sure that he's right up your alley of what you're looking for in a candidate. No, but that's very interesting. Appreciate the $20 Rumble rant.
Jess has got her mind made up. So
yeah, good information.
Andy, we'll cover that in the after show.
Really quick,
congressional candidate door knocking delegates. That's an interesting strategy.
Really quick, for
that was the Bachman strategy.
Was it?
$50 Rumble rant, and I'll show up to your house with a pad of paper, a pencil, and a picture of myself.
Wait. Oh, Dawson will do that?
Yeah.
Oh, funny. Okay, quickly, actionforliberty.com. The MNGOP state exec, and we'll have to get into a little bit more of this after the show, but essentially what's going on right now is Hann is just not even listening to the state executive committee, which should just mean that he gets fired, right? But I don't know if these guys have the courage to do it. But essentially, he's running out the clock. He's running out the clock because they have to basically decide this by next week. And the state executive, the task force that they created to look at who's the Otter Tail County delegates, they haven't even met. So, they have a week left. Yeah, they haven't met. And even if they did meet, they basically are saying, well, we can't do anything about it. It's got to be Otter Tail County. Scroll down here real quick. actionforliberty.com. You can look. There's actually a plan in how you reinstate Otter Tail County delegates. So if you want to talk to the state executive members, this is how they do it. First of all, they got to basically make a motion, which they call an Otter Tail County Convention pursuant to Article 8, Section 2. So you see right there is Article 8, Section 2, which allows them to do it. And then scroll down here real quick, Dawson. And the number 2, what they need to do is they need to appoint a neutral convener, which is definitely not David Hann. It's not Michelle Fishbach's staffer, Craig Bishop. Can't be Otter Tail County executive members. So a neutral person. There's plenty of them around the state. And then that person is in charge of appointing the people to the committees, like who's doing the arrangements, selecting and booking the venue, credentials, rules, all that kind of stuff. So they can action this. They can action this right away. They can call for a special meeting and action this and overthrow David Hann's unilateral decision.
Have to. I mean, the only one who can certify delegates really is the caucus convener, and then you'll have to explain to me why the state party's involved sometime. I mean, that's bylaws, at least when I was there, gave the caucus convener the right to certify delegates.
Well, and they basically said, well, the process didn't work. They're making these crazy accusations. But you're right. Yeah, the precinct caucuses, they're the ones in charge. You can't stop a corrupt party if you can't let the precincts decide how to take back the party. It's a ridiculous claim. All right, we'll cover more of that in the after show. So if you're on Rumble, hit the join button. I think there's 2 different things, but you can go to locals. This is for subscribers only. It's $8 a month if you want to be part of it. You can also follow us on locals for free. You just don't get a part of this exclusive content. And I guess we'll have you back, Andy. It seems like popular demand, and especially once you get your show up, we want to promote the hell out of that.
Well, it's good to be here. And if I can, in the last dominate the last minute here. Look, I've known Jake for 20-some years. He doesn't know I'm saying this or doing this, but he makes his money based off if he can get donations. It is month to month, and putting blood on the arena floor and not knowing what's going to happen next month is a terribly scary thing to do. I've done it through various campaigns, but you just stay faithful, and Jake keeps pushing along. And so, your $5, your $8, your $10, you don't think it makes a difference, but when you multiply that by many, many people, it's what keeps the roof over the heads of people like Jake and Dawson and Jesse and give what you can, because that's your part. So please
I wouldn't say this keeps the roof over my head. I actually think we're doing very well for a show at our stage, but there ain't any money to be made by me on the show yet. But I like that you think that, and maybe this keeps going well. 2 years down the road, there is. But you guys allow us to continue doing this. You allow us to have guys like MAGA Jesse on the show, Dawson to run the dials, for us to promote this to new audiences. So I do appreciate that comment. Andy, if you could stay on for the OT, I think it'd be really interesting for people to find out how we actually first met. That's a good story.
When we come back.
All right. So we're ending this stream. We're in this stream on Rumble and YouTube. So get to locals if you want to be part of the after show. Thank you guys. We'll be back on Tuesday. Take care.